Miami Metro Homicide, Lieutenant Quinn speaking.
Transferring a call from the NYPD.
Hello, this is Detective Claudette Wallace, NYPD, calling to check on the status of one of your cases.
No, B?
The Bay Harbor Butcher. Hello?
Sorry, did you say the Bay Harbor Butcher?
Correct.
Yeah, that case has been closed for years.
I met your captain, Angel Batista, who is actively pursuing it.
What?
Is this a poor connection? I said your captain is...
It's not our captain. I mean, he was our captain, but he retired. He up and quit out of nowhere. It was crazy.
Angel Batista.
Yeah, look, he's a really good guy. He is, but
He is no longer an active law enforcement officer.
no. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in New York.
Hello, all. Welcome back to What's On Tonight, a podcast with elaborate, quirky, and unpredictable conversations about TV, movies, and more. I'm Becky.
And I'm Mark.
And I'm Penny.
Today we are covering Dexter Resurrection, Episode 8, The Kill Room Where It Happens. Tell me every time y'all have said that in your head, you haven't sung it.
Oh,
in
every
Hamilton style, because I have. Lucky for y'all, I'm not doing it on the podcast. You're welcome. Please note this is a spoiler-filled podcast. So if you haven't watched the episode yet and don't want to be spoiled, just come back and check us out after you finish watching.
And episode 8 was directed by Monica Raymond, teleplay by Tony Saltzman, and story by Tony Saltzman and Dane Anderson. Those names sound so familiar because they've been in other shows.
You know, you say that, and I have started watching credits now, like the first few names that come up in shows that I'm watching, and I'm like, ooh, they did the pit, or ooh, they did this, or ooh, they did that. And it's making me more interested in different types of shows that I wouldn't normally have watched because these people that we're covering are writing these great episodes. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Penny, would you please share with us this incredible synopsis that you wrote for us? Y'all, this is a Penny original.
Well, rewrote. Harrison decides to apply for college and has a date with Gigi. He also asks Dexter for some advice about the situation with Elsa's landlord. And so later, when Al decides spontaneously to go home to Wisconsin early so Dexter can't kill him, Dexter pivots using his prepared kill room to intimidate Elsa's landlord and help Harrison at the same time. Angel continues tracking Dexter and gathering evidence, and when he finds the kill room and interrupts Dexter as he's terrorizing Vinny, he eagerly calls Wallace and Oliva to see his proof, quote unquote proof, because they're not really impressed by it. They're very skeptical, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Wallace has been digging deeper into the Bay Harbor Butcher case, and she calls Miami Homicide to check up on Angel and his story and talks to Quinn and finds out that Angel's no longer an active law enforcement professional. Dexter lets slip that Blessing had been a child soldier to his daughter Joy, who didn't know, and it really upsets her. A furious Blessing later confronts Dexter saying, "You betrayed me." Despite Prater's trust of Red, Charlie presses her suspicions, and by the end of the episode, as Dexter has dinner with Harrison, they are approached by Prater as a triumphant Charlie waits outside the restaurant.
That's a great synopsis. When you were talking about Wallace digging deeper into the Bay Harbor Butcher case, did anyone notice that one of the headlines, there's an article that it was quick. I had to rewind it to make sure I saw it correctly, but it said Homicide Captain Aaron Spencer missing after grisly discovery.
Yeah.
There's connection to Original Sin. I loved that.
There was a picture of Patrick Dempsey as that character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At first I was like, wait a minute, why do I know that guy? Why do I know Patrick Dempsey in connection to Dexter? And then I had to think about it for a while. And then it all came back to me.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. All right, well, let's get into killer moments. You are up first this week, Marky Mark. What do you got?
Why am I up first?
Cause if you're not first, you're last.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Oh,
Ricky Bobby.
Thank you,
yeah,
Penny.
exactly.
I
Really.
thought I was gonna have to break out shake and bake.
Yeah.
All right. This has to be about Charlie.
You love some Charlie.
Oh, I love Charlie. You know, I love me some Uma Thurman. But feelings about Red, who is Dexter, as we know, and finding him elusive, plus all the stuff that Prater brings up about him, and loving Red. Prater feels that Red is good, but Charlie always feels that Gemini, actually Prater felt that Gemini was off in some way, and that was within that conversation. But the clarification that her job is to keep Prater safe, there's more to this than we know within. I think there is some sort of backstory with Prater and Charlie that we don't get. And I have a funny feeling this is going to come in the final episode.
You think so?
I think so. It has
I
to
hope
be.
so. I'm really curious about why she works for him, and
He has something
how did
on
that
her.
happen?
I think they give us a big hint in this episode about how he saved like the event planner woman's daughter. I think that Charlie's mom, like he's getting her the best care or something like that. That's probably part of it.
Yeah.
But it seems like they have had a longer relationship than
Yes.
For
Yeah,
her
they-
to stick around and deal with his assholery,
that. I mean, she murders for him.
yeah,
Yes.
there's got to be something more.
And invites all these people to these serial killer conventions that he has in his love.
It's funny to me that Prater is the words he used, the way he talked about Gemini and Red. He's like, "Oh, Red he's good. We can trust him. He hasn't done anything." And Gemini always seemed a little off. And I'm like, this is a group of serial killers. They're all off.
Right.
Dude.
Well, yeah.
You're off, Prater.
Like, what yardstick are you using
Exactly.
to measure what you think about people? I thought it was so interesting in that conversation that he said to Charlie, "You don't understand these people like I do." What a weird brag. Like, I understand serial killers better than you, murderer for hire. Like, I don't know. They're just all awful people, and they have really strange things that they value that I don't understand.
I think he does a phenomenal job, though, of the way he puts his own mask on and presents himself as this genuine stand-up guy who values the people around him, and the way he was, I thought for a second thought he was going to snap on that one lady who didn't have the ramp on the stage, but he was like, "Can you fix it by Sunday?" "Yep." "All right, no problem. How's your kid?" He
puts on masks.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
I had to wonder, that scene seemed really odd to me. First of all, you don't rent a ballroom for a gala like days in advance just to put your stage in there and have it sit there.
That was in his house.
I think it's at the
No,
that's
it was
at
in his house. Did you not notice when Charlie pulled him to talk to him? They were in his kitchen. That's his house.
His house.
Yeah.
I thought they were at the Empire Hotel. I had that all mixed up in my head because I was like, I can't believe that his event is at this hotel. That's ridiculous. All right, it's in his gigantic house. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
It sounded like this woman Vivian had worked for him before, right? Like she's done this before, but she made a mistake of not including a wheelchair ramp for a gala that he throws every year for injured police officers. It just was like, I don't know, the scene didn't make sense to me. She acted like she was new, but also like she had an ongoing relationship with him. And she also acted really afraid of him. And when he asked about her daughter, there was a part of me that was like, is that just follow-up politeness, or is that a threat? Like just mentioning your kid and the power that I have over her.
I think it's threat more than anything.
I could not tell what was going on in that scene. I thought she was confusing.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I looked at it as just a way to continue to show us Prater's own mask. But now that you're saying that, she did look a little afraid. But I also think, when you're working for such a powerful person who is obviously a perfectionist,
Yeah.
You want everything to be right. So you're going to act nervous and whatnot. I felt
Yeah.
like him asking about her kid was a way to get her to relax and not be so stressed out to talk about something that she loves. I saw it quite opposite. So that's interesting.
That is interesting. I completely see how you see it. I just also was like, is there more going on here? Because
Yeah.
there's always more going on. And like, we know so little about Prater's backstory that I'm like hungry for every tiny little drip of information.
No, yeah, I get it. I could definitely see how that could read that way. And that's another thing I love about the show is you get so many different, the same thing happens, but you could see it several different ways.
I mean, I thought that was a hotel ballroom every single time I watched the episode. So, because I was like, what did she do? She set up a stage. Why are you so impressed by a stage? They go up in like 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm still kind of confused by that scene. We'll see what happens next week.
Anything else on Charlie you want to add, Mark?
Nothing much. I'm very skeptical about her and where she fits within the story and where it will end. I have a funny feeling that Charlie, by the end of this season, will be working with Dexter directly.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know how that would piece together, but they would make a great team. But she does.
Yeah.
I just don't think she likes Dexter. And
No.
I will say, to add to Charlie, I think Dexter played it way too relaxed with Prater and Charlie.
Yeah.
Driving his own car to the Whirlybird location. And he has a cell phone that Charlie gave him. Did he not think that they would have the ability to track him with that phone?
Exactly.
Well, exactly. We find that out at the very end of the episode. That's how they were able to find him.
I assume that's how.
That's what I assume.
But there are plenty of other ways. Like Becky is saying, he drove his car that's registered to him. You know, like that's how Angel found out where he lived. It would have been very easy for Charlie to get, Prater has bragged about owning the police. So she could get a license plate run and find out where he lives.
As far as they know that Dexter is red, and that's the whole thing.
But she's suspicious about him in general. So whether or not she thinks he's not red, she would have been like, we know he's not living at his old apartment anymore. Where is he living now? And the fact that if I were her, I would have run that license plate and then gone to Dexter's apartment like Angel did and poke around. And then she could have followed him.
Which should have actually erupted into more files based around Dexter and the Bay Harbor Butcher, which should spark a flag to, of all things, Prater, because he loves serial killers. And Dexter.
Oh, like if she finds out his name is Dexter Morgan and then they look into who Dexter Morgan is. Yeah. That would lead to the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I would
or at least bring it up.
I would think, honestly, at this point, she was able to triangulate and use the phone just to find out where he was.
Yeah.
I don't think she actually used the license plate, but the fact is, they were all given these phones. And the only people left are Al and Dexter at this point. So everybody else is, quote unquote, dead.
Yeah, they have that hilarious scene where Dexter's arguing with Harry in the car, and Harry's like, you have to unmix yourself from these people, and he's like, I'm working on it. And he takes out his phone and he's like, Lowell's dead, Mia's dead, Gemini's dead, and deletes them all. Yeah. And it was so fun. It was such a funny narrative device to me. Like sometimes you see people on shows like crossing things off lists and stuff, but deleting names out of a phone. I hadn't seen that particular thing before. It was very cute. And then it made me wonder, because then he only has Al's name left in the phone. I was like, did he not have Prater's number? Because Prater calls him all the time.
That's exactly it. That was a good question that I actually had. Because you would think Prater and Charlie would be there as well.
Yeah, but it was funny to just see one name in a cell phone contacts list.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a burner phone for you.
Yep.
All right, Penny, what was your favorite killer moment of the week?
So I'm going to go with my runner-up because my first one was Prater finding Dexter at the restaurant. But
Which we did not discuss, so...
That's true. All right, we'll get to my runner-up later. So Prater coming into the restaurant as Dexter is calmly having steak with his son there at the table. And Prater, first we get to see Dexter's face, the way they
I thought he
reveal
thought
this.
it was Batista.
Or
Yeah.
something.
He looked so mad.
Angry and but it was really well acted because it looked like he was trying to hide that he was angry.
Yeah.
Right. It was
Yes.
like 2 layers of face acting there.
The
and then
surprise. Yeah.
it shows Prater say, I didn't know you had a son. And I'm like, you don't know he's his son. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but not exactly necessarily true, but whatever. Okay, fine. He has a son. And then I love the shot that goes out to Charlie by the car, who just looks so smug.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew there was something, but like him having a son is not that suspicious.
No, it's
Just because
not.
he never mentioned it before.
It's
And-
not in the characterization of Red, but that's the whole thing.
But I think Harrison is savvy and will play along. I, on a whim, watched a couple of episodes of New Blood this week. I just wanted to remember how they met and what the relationship was like in New Blood. And one thing is that Harrison goes with it when Dexter lies and covers for him immediately without even batting an eyelash.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so in this situation where Prater says oh, Red, I didn't know you had a son. I am so certain that Harrison will be like, yeah, this is my dad, Red. He'll just be
Mm-hmm.
right in there, go with the flow, do the cover story.
Yep.
Without ruining it for Dexter.
Yeah, because we don't know at this point that Prater knows Red is Dexter. He just knows
that he's in this restaurant with his son.
Right. Maybe Prater was legit just there having dinner. I don't know.
No, Charlie definitely found him because she was so pleased.
That was a definite. Yeah.
That was
yeah.
a gotcha look on her face.
Gotcha moment. And
I think
we're going to throw you on the spot.
I also don't think that's a restaurant Prater would go to.
No, it's not. It's Applebee's.
Was it Applebee's?
That was the first restaurant they went to. When he was having dinner with Harrison, that looked a little fancier.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
right.
think the first place was definitely an Applebee's-esque place.
It didn't look to me like a Prater kind of restaurant. He's fancy.
Didn't. Yes.
That just looked like a nice restaurant, normal middle-class person nice, not super billionaire nice.
Normal middle-class Manhattanite. Yeah. Yeah. It could cost you up to about $120 a plate, at least.
Yeah, that's fancy to me.
That is fancy for normal people, but I'm saying that the kind of places that Prater goes,
right,
are
Vegas
$500 to $1,000 a plate. Yeah.
Their reservations and other important people, and it's I doubt he goes to that kind of place. That's all.
They're Patrick Bateman kind of places.
Dorsha. Or what's the one, L'Idio in LA Story? Which is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's a fancy restaurant that's called L'Idio, but it's spelled L''idiot because it's this fancy restaurant that's not worth all the money.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Oh my God. When I first saw that movie, I didn't get the joke until I saw it in writing. And then I was like,
really?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I read the book and that was the whole thing because it is kind of laid out there.
Well, yeah, in writing. Anyway, so we don't know how much Prater knows. We don't know if he knows that Red is using a different name or never was Red. You know what I mean? There's so many different variations of what he might suspect. But it was another one like the end of, was it episode 4 that ended with Dexter being like, Harrison, don't. And Harrison realizing Dexter's alive. And then it was end credits. And we were all like, don't make us wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was another one where I was like, I can't believe we have to wait a week now. Oh my God.
They are doing a phenomenal job dropping some great hooks at the end.
And having us
episodes.
edging on our seats. Yeah. It's like, I gotta wait.
It means that once the whole show has been dropped, people are going to binge right through it really fast.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it has a lot of these endings where you just really want to hit play on the next episode right away.
Yeah, Paramount Plus would be like, we're going to get all the stuff. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to variate just a minute from killer moments because
Okay.
I have been chomping at the bit to talk about this with you guys. It's not so much a killer moment, but I guess it is killer moments, things I thought was really interesting, and I'm calling them signs.
Okay.
I feel like there were a lot of signs or Easter eggs or whatever you want to call them in this episode.
Wait. So M. Night Shyamalan is here?
He is here. He has taken over my body, and he is about to talk about some what I think are very interesting things. All right. So first up, the cats. There were so many lingering shots on cats this episode, primarily the cat in Dexter's apartment, but also the cat in Blessing's apartment when he was talking to his wife about landlords. So I went on to the Dexter Resurrection fan page looking to see if anybody had any thoughts on the cats. Someone had noted that the cat that is in Dexter's apartment was purchased by Set Design from someone, like on Etsy or eBay or something like that. And the previous owner said the cat does have a couple of hiding places inside of it. So I feel like there's going to be something there with that cat for the fact that they have shown it so many times. One fan theory is that all those cats or trophies, be that Blessing is the New York Ripper and those are his trophies. I still having a hard time believing he would be that. But all the theories are that there's something inside there already, and will Dexter find it, and will it lead to something bigger? So he shakes the cat when he's thinking his apartment's bugged. Then he just sits there and rests his hand on it, and they just give you this big close-up of this cat. So I feel like the cat's going to be super important.
I have to agree with you. They have spent a lot of time on the cat. Like, it's getting a lot of screen time, the ceramic cat. And we did see some of the other ceramic cats that are much smaller by comparison. I have no idea what, though. Like, what could be hidden in there?
I don't know. That's part of the fun.
It also made me turn my ceramic cat that I bought a couple of weeks ago over and look and be like, yeah, I could hide something up in here. Like, it's hollow on the inside, and it, if I needed to.
Well, that also runs into my thought about our lovely detective.
Oh, wait. Before you go there, that's another one of my signs. Hold on.
Let's go.
Hold on. That's my third sign. The second sign is...
I saw the sign.
And it opened up my eyes, and I'm happy now living without you.
Okay.
Little ace of base for y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
So the dead end sign, when Benny is walking down the street and he passes the dead end sign before Dexter gets him.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to it on first watch, but on second watch, I was like, ooh, because I don't know, you can interpret it a lot of ways, but I kind of took it as it's a dead end, as in he cannot kill this guy, but also a dead end that Batista is going to find this Dexter with this guy. Dexter's going to escape, and Batista's I feel like has hit kind of a dead end because of everything that happens with him, which we'll go over later in the episode. So that was I liked that.
That's like a cheeky little comment on the episode.
Yes,
that is. Yeah.
All right. Now, third sign. When is it Oliva?
I don't know if it's Oliva or Oliva, but it's.
I would say Oliva.
I wrote here in my notes, Detective Dude. When he was standing there in his suit, showing off his suit to Claudette, directly behind his head is here's his face. Y'all can't see me. I'm making gestures, but there's his face. And then right behind his face, if you're facing him in the upper left corner, is the big headline that says the New York Ripper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which made me think of Penny. Was that your theory?
Yeah, that was my theory.
He is the New York Ripper. And that made me listen to his voice And then I went back and listened. Thank you, Kelsey, for wanting that audio because I did use it. I think, Penny, you might be right.
Really?
Yes.
I get a prize, right?
Yes, you do. You get a ceramic cat with a hidden note inside.
Excellent.
Only to be opened upon my demise.
All right. That's excellent. I love that.
And maybe her song Staying Alive stuck in her ears is the fact that she's literally standing and working with this person who is the New York
that's
Ripper
interesting.
and staying alive.
That's a good sign.
Staying alive.
So that's my signs.
What do you think the significance was, if any, of the whole sleeve situation? That one of his sleeves was shorter than the other? Was that just to show that she's super observant, or does that have some meaning?
I felt like it was just to show that she's neurotic a little bit, and she sees things that some of us just wouldn't even have noticed. But now that you say it, dadgummit, it probably means something.
I still feel that there are some psychological things that are going on with that detective, and I think with her it's advanced ADHD. Because she is very much obsessing over this case.
Well, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know how you would diagnose somebody, but ADHD is not the condition that comes to mind. More like OCD. Or I think more likely, I think she's on the autism spectrum.
Definitely.
Her social awkwardness plus hyper fixation and concentration on details, the way she has to use headphones to think, those are all things that I've witnessed in people I know who are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Falls on that point, but the thing is also, the question I have, and I pose to the listeners, will this be her downfall or her savior of her fixation on everything that's going on within this case?
My sincere hope is that she is a character that continues into season 2.
Same here. I really want to see more of her.
You know what I find really interesting in a lot of posts I have read in different fan groups? Most people do not like her character.
No, they don't. No.
Slam her.
They hate her.
I don't know if it's because it's a female lead or if they're frustrated with her neurodivergence. People are annoyed that she listens to the same song. I don't know what it is, but she's one of my favorite new characters of the show. But a lot of people do not like her.
I think
I like her.
Misogyny goes a long way to explain that. She's not smiley. She's not soft. She's not a woman who makes the people around her comfortable, which
she's like the Sheldon Cooper,
wrong.
Yeah,
women are treated very harshly if they are not soft and gentle. I love her. Every episode, I love her more, and I can't stop thinking about Denise Go's character in Andor, and I don't know if it's Go or Goff. She played this character, Dedra Miro, who also has a very harsh demeanor and does not make the people around her comfortable. She's very angular. She's very clipped in her speech. She's very obsessed. And it took 2 whole seasons for people to start liking Dedra. And they only started to like her because, actually, I don't really know what got people to finally like her, but I liked her from the beginning because I love seeing a woman who just breaks stereotypes like that. It makes me really happy. And I think that Claudette Wallace is very good at her job. I think that she has a deep passion for catching criminals. She really cares about it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has great people instincts because I'm pretty sure her partner is the New York Ripper, but I admire her. And like I said, I just love it when a female character just like breaks convention like that and she's not written for the male gaze. She is her own person.
She definitely is. There was a character years ago in the medical community and on TV that was just the same. An English actor portrayed him perfectly, but he was always, people didn't really really like his character.
He was a dick. You're talking about House, and he was a dick.
Yes.
Yeah, but men are allowed to be. Women are not.
Which is so
That's
stupid.
why she's getting hate
I don't
online.
think she's a dick.
I don't think she's a dick
She's
at
just
all.
abrasive. Not even that abrasive. She's just not soft.
Yeah.
She's very honest. It's very much almost like who's the kid who played in Bates Motel and
Freddie Highmore. I love Freddie Highmore. I love Bates Motel. I need to go back and rewatch that. God, that was so good.
That was a great movie, but and show. I should say show, not movie. But regardless, Freddie Highmore was very good in perceiving that particular character within that show. But the thing is, when you see it as a woman, everybody sees it. You know, men's egos always go, "Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do that." I'm like, I don't care. I love this character. I really do enjoy her character in this. I want to see her persevere and get Dexter at a certain point. I don't want to see her die, but the character die. But
I don't think she's going to.
I hope not. I love her.
Same here. But it just gives me that familiar feel of these other characters that were out there in other shows. And I think they really narrowed it down and coined it with this particular female character, which is perfect. And I want to see more from her.
Same. All right, Mark, what's another killer moment you got?
This is going to be fun. Killer moment. Gigi and Harrison.
Oh my God. Can I just say, I've never been more proud of Harrison than when he got consent.
Yeah, that
made sure he got consent from her before going to Pound Town.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Loved that. I'm sorry, Mark. That was my favorite Harrison moment. But go ahead.
I think Gigi got the nookie more than she thought. Oh my God. But also the lovely interaction between them at the dance floor before they danced, and how she says, "Hey, my accident really ruined it for my career." Him boiling it down to how his father was able to be a blood splatter forensic scientist for the Miami PD or Metro PD, and that didn't stop him, and meaning that there's more opportunities for her, and she can't become a detective, but there are other opportunities. So it's like him giving her hope, a real relationship, very different from his friendship with Elsa and Elsa's son. So I'm like, wow, he has a friend who's female and has a kid, and now he has a girlfriend, in my opinion. I'm thinking, yeah.
That's a fair assessment.
I don't know if you can go as far as girlfriend, but definitely
I'm shipping them.
A love interest.
I'm with you. I'm shipping them too. I loved their interaction.
I liked how he is with her. I find her to be
abrasive.
I don't know what the right word is, but just like a little not believable. There's something. First of all, it's another TV trope. Gigi is like a manic pixie dream girl, right? She's like, she dresses and she's vivacious and she like threw herself at Harrison, and she's just a little bit hard to take.
Over the top.
Like, I feel like it's like a little too perfect. If I had any reason to think anyone was trying to like, I don't know, like some super spy was trying to get to Harrison, I would think she was an act. She seems like a plant.
Something that Wallace might have put in place, you think?
I don't think so. But
or maybe Prater?
There's something about her that's not quite right.
I definitely see your point, but in thinking about it, she would have had no clue that Dexter got that flyer from Elsa or whoever he got it from, and that he would show up at that time to take that tour. I thought their getting to know each other was natural. I thought it was very flirty, very cute. Her jokes about her nerve being stuck and flipping him off and him not quite getting it, but then him giving it back to her. I like them. I find it very
I hope I'm
normal
wrong
and natural.
because he seems really happy with her. And I do think it seems like they're developing a real connection. I just feel like she's threw herself at him in a way that seemed odd, especially since I think she's like 2 years older than he is. Like he's not even in college yet, and she's a sophomore. And
yeah,
I don't know, just seemed weird to me.
It seems out of the ordinary, but I think this is season 2 fodder that we're going to get into at a certain
I hope
point.
she makes it out of the season. I was like, there was a moment where I was like, oh, Harrison's so happy. Oh no, she's gonna get killed. Like
No. I think she's going to get wrapped up with Dexter in some way.
They were especially cute in the elevator when they were kissing, and then it went ding, and they like broke apart and had those looks on their faces, like that, like happy guilt, like haha, we almost got caught. Like they seemed really like giddy, and that was really cute.
Yeah. Anything else on that, Mark?
That was about it. I just like the idea and the aspect of Gigi and her, like obviously Harrison pursuing some sort of love trope within this, but also having a friend, meaning very similar to his own father, where he had friends outside of his world, but also having interests outside too. Because if we remember the original Dexter series, Harrison's mother was a big, huge thing, but then he had his workmates or people. I think Harrison's developing that himself with these people.
He's getting a life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like keeping Elsa. I think it's less tropey by choosing to keep Elsa as a platonic relationship and showing that, a man and a woman can be friends and it doesn't have to be sexual.
Yeah, I do like that. And
exactly.
It's cute how good he is with her son.
Oh my gosh, that was adorable.
Which always kind of points to the fact that if you remember with Harrison when he was a young child and Angel's sister babysitting Harrison at that point.
I don't remember any of those episodes. I think that might have been after I stopped watching the original.
Yeah, well, Dexter became friendly with, not romantically, but
Amy.
Influential with Amy, yeah. And she was caring for Dexter at that time. And she was getting involved with Quinn long after, like, oh my God, there's like so many.
Yeah, that's original. We don't need to go there.
Yeah, we don't have to go there. But regardless, it gave me those feels. So, yeah, it's a bit of normalcy, in my opinion.
I like that he has that in his life. And I like that when he was talking to Dexter about feeling guilty about the landlord situation and Dexter reassuring him that, that's a normal human feeling. I like how Dexter's continuing to encourage Harrison. These things that you're feeling are okay. He's kind of giving him a little bit of therapy, which Dexter is not the right person to give therapy, but he's doing it right, I guess. It's with what he's saying with Harrison. And then, their little banter back and forth about, do you want me to talk to him? And you could tell Harrison was kind of like, wait, you're not going to. And Dexter's like, no, I'm just going to talk to him, which he did more than talk to him, but he listened to Harrison. I don't want you to go kill this guy.
Well, he thought about it, right?
He thought about it.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't fit
almost
the code.
fits the code. Almost. I thought it was funny at the end when Harrison was like, thanks for doing that. He took action. He's fixing the mold, whatever. And then he's like, what did you say to him? And Dexter's like, oh, I told him his actions have consequences. And Harrison sort of gives him this like sly, teasing kind of side-eye look. And it's like, you scared him, didn't you? And then you can see that Harrison's not completely upset about that.
No, not at all.
No.
He's like, my dad could beat up your dad. Like, there was this moment.
My dad's a badass.
Or my dad could kill your dad.
Yeah, like he had this moment of like pride almost in the fact that his father is like a terrifying monster.
But he also grew in a sense. It was a sense of pride within Harrison, thinking that Dexter had grown a little bit and he didn't have to take a life. He just had to scare the guy a little bit. And that's really what I got out of that. And it's like, oh, Dad didn't have to kill the guy. Good one on you, Dad. But you did exactly what I wanted and then scare the crap out of this guy.
It's like he was there for his kid the only way Dexter knows how to be there
Exactly.
for his kid when he's dealing with somebody that he doesn't know what to do. And I thought that whole thing came from start to finish. Just was all their interactions, the conversations. It's, Harrison slowly maturing and finding, like you were saying, Mark and Penny, normalcy in his life, but also Dexter's learning normalcy from his kid and how to be a dad.
I thought it was really funny earlier in the episode when Harrison calls Dexter, and Dexter has been having this argument with Harry about how to keep his killing life and his family life separate. And he's like, it's hard to keep your killing life separate from your personal life if your personal life keeps calling you and asking you for help.
Yeah.
And Harry actually brings that up, which is Dexter's inner monologue and conscience. And he constantly talks about that within this episode. It's like, oh, you're going to kill this person. How does this fit the code? Meaning Vinny, and Dexter winds up changing it and turning it on its head and just scaring the shit out of Vinny, which was great.
Shout out, by the way, to the actor who played Vinny. I think people probably recognized him. He played Bobby Bacalieri on The Sopranos. Mm-hmm. And he also plays Detective Anthony Abitamarco. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, on Blue Bloods. I was like, wait, is that the guy from The Sopranos? Like, I had to look him up, but yeah.
It is. My buddy, Johnny Potenza, actually does do a lot of interviews with a lot of Sopranos guests on his cable TV show on Staten Island. And a lot of them come from Staten Island and the New York City area, everybody. He is one of those people. And it was so funny.
I wondered at first why Vinny didn't go to the cops and be like, some dude kidnapped me, threw me in the back of a car, took me to Midtown to a wig shop and terrorized me, right? But then I was like, oh, because they'll be like, why? And he would have to say, oh, because I'm a slumlord who is breaking all these landlord-tenant laws. And like, for him, he got away. That's enough. He's not going to He's not going to go to the cops because I'm not a slumlord, so I would have gone to the cops, even though I don't really trust the cops. But
I thought, too, that it was great when he's stuffing the guy, Vinny, in the trunk, and the guy walks by, and Dexter's got, like, the pantyhose still, his face exposed, but they're still on his head. And Vinny's, like, half in, half out of the trunk. And he turns around, and the guy's paying no attention. And Dexter's like, I love New York.
It's really true. The things that you see in New York City, you just, after a while, it takes a lot to get your attention. I mean, I've seen like people go through their entire morning grooming ritual on the subway. Like weird stuff happens around you all the time. So you're just, after a while, you get inured to it. But yeah, I've seen some weird stuff on the streets of New York City. And it's what are you going to do?
Yeah, or somebody being shivved. Oh my God.
I haven't seen that, thank God.
Oh God.
All right. Penny, what was your runner-up killer moment?
It was Blessing. So Dexter completely unintentionally tells a secret to Joy that Blessing had been a child soldier. He did not really have any reason to know that she didn't know.
Right.
Blessing had said, like, I want to keep that life out of my home, but he didn't say, so it's a secret. Like, he didn't say that. And Dexter, that was to me, very understandable slip. To say something and be like, oh no, I said too much. I didn't realize it was a secret. I feel like that's happened to me so many times in life. And Blessing's reaction to it was, I understand how he was angry. And when he was like, how could you do this to me? And I get that he was upset, but he looks at Dexter and he's like, you betrayed me. And it just seemed so ominous. I was like, what happens when you lose Blessing's Blessing,
Trust.
right? Because like,
Yeah.
I thought it was a little weird how quickly he welcomed Dexter into his life. But is this like happens with some narcissists where they're like love bomb you, and then the second you fall off their pedestal, they're like, you are dirt to me. I hate you. I'm going to destroy you. Like, is that what's going to happen with Blessing? Has Dexter made an enemy?
I don't
Or
know.
is Blessing going to come around? I was so sad that Dexter has lost something there. I don't know if Blessing's going to come around or not, because it really was an innocent mistake on Dexter's part, which is unusual for Dexter to be innocent about something.
Oh, yeah.
But I was sort of shocked by the "you betrayed me." I thought that language was really strong.
Those words were harsh. Yeah.
Yeah. And also Joy talking about how he lost his mind when the fiance was like, got into Berkeley and she wants to move to California with him. And she kind of says, you know, he lost it, or he was a real asshole. So he's showing signs of
There's a temper.
yeah. And
Yes.
he's not hiding it well anymore, obviously. And I'm concerned that I still don't, if he turns out to be the
New York Ripper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he is, but I do think that his trauma or something he's going to snap and something's going to happen, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be related to the rest of the story.
Yeah,
Same
I think
here.
it's its own thing, because I think Blessing exists in this story to be a parent-child, a pair of parent-child relationships for us to compare Dexter's parent-child relationships
Yes.
to, right?
Yeah.
He's got his mother who saved him and his daughter who he's overprotective of. And, you know, Dexter even says, like, you never know what your child can actually accept if you just talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter at least twice makes these like sort of snide internal jokes when Blessing is like, what if Harrison found out you had killed a person? And Dexter's like, one person?
Yeah,
Like,
just
in his inner monologue, yeah.
And he makes
One
the
person?
same joke later. He's like, one person? I thought that was a little inappropriate, but it was internal, so that's fine. But
Yeah.
it did give Dexter a chance to be like, you know, like, your kid might be able to accept this information. And, you know, that's what prompted me to want to watch New Blood, because I was like, how did Dexter tell Harrison? Like, how did that come out? And
Yeah.
I've only watched 1.5 episodes, so I haven't gotten to where
Oh, you
that comes
got a
out
lot more
yet.
to go.
But that was what made me curious about it, because I was like, Harrison, what does Harrison know? How much does Harrison know? I don't remember New Blood well enough to know if Harrison knows like all of it, or if he just knows that his father has killed and knows how to clean it up. Like, I don't know how much Harrison knows, but
he knows.
he has accepted the information.
Yeah.
So Dexter's not wrong. And his advice to Blessing of like, you know, talk to her, like she'll accept, she can come around, it's going to be okay, is not wrong. For one,
Right.
Dexter was like, had good advice all over the place this episode.
He sure did. And I think Joy was more pissed that Blessing didn't tell her about that part. Like, just why didn't you tell me? Not so much this is what I did, but it's that you told a guy you've known for what did she say? Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Or 2 or
2
more
weeks,
months?
yeah.
And you've not told your own daughter? That's where she's upset.
She felt betrayed and left
Yeah.
out, and like she doesn't even know her father, right? Like there's this huge aspect of his life that she knows nothing about. It's like he's kept it from her. I would be upset too.
It's a stranger.
On
Yeah.
a side note, the idea of going to an acupuncturist who's off their game,
Oh my
thank
God,
you.
that sounds brutal.
no thank you. It's scary enough to go. I've been to an acupuncturist once, and it was a little scary. So they're going to stick you with needles. That's scary. And the idea of going to one who's off their game is like, I think it's kind of malpractice on her part. Like she shouldn't even be trying.
No,
Yeah.
that first out, she should have been like, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to continue. But whatever she did, it was enough for him to feel like he could get Al, and then did get Vinny on the table. So
That's true. He's like, now I can get Al in my car. He's so happy. Gets to kill someone.
speaking of Al, that is my
He didn't
killer
like
moment.
Hamilton.
Yeah. Did you know it's a rap show?
one of my other killer moments was first him and all of those daggum New York souvenirs.
Yeah.
He could have fulfilled an entire room with all of those.
Oh, yeah, he did.
New
Also,
York souvenirs.
who buys themselves a number one dad souvenir?
Correct.
Number one or best dad is something only your kids should be able to say, or your
Well,
Yeah,
it's
or
like
buy
spouse.
for you. Yeah.
Michael Scott buying himself a world's best boss mug.
Yeah, I mean,
that
and then I
too.
had to remember that Al is a serial killer, so you know he does have a weird ego that would probably be like, I am the number one dad.
That is true.
That was a lot of tacky stuff he was taking home, though.
It was.
Yeah. I just thought it was, again, serial killer. I know he's bad, but God bless Eric Stone Street and his portrayal, because I just thought it was adorable. I was like, look at you with all your snow globes and shirts and everything. It really made me laugh. And then y'all mentioned it, his reaction to Hamilton. Did you know it was a rap show? I couldn't understand a damn word they were saying.
Here's a good question for you. And do we take a bet on this? Does Dexter go all the way out to Wisconsin to actually finish off Al at the end of this? Or does he let him go?
Not right now. But I do think he pushed too hard with Al, trying to get time
Being
with
like,
Al, and then
can I come meet you in New
information.
Jersey? Like, that was weird.
Yeah. And then, well, where are you in Wisconsin if I wanted to come visit? So I feel like that may come back to bite him in the ass later.
Yeah. And Al just like threw the burner phone out the window, which I thought was really cute. Like, he's so like cute and wholesome, but he's also like, oh, can't be traced by the police. Throw that out the window. Like, he's always both. He's always like this evil killer and this wholesome dopey dope dad. It's weird combination. Works, but it's weird.
Yeah, he made it work better than the Trinity Killer.
Well, we'll see about that. Did you hear there's going to be a Trinity Killer spinoff? Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that in show notes.
I did think it was worth talking a little bit about Hamilton and the room where it happens. The musical that Al was going to see is Hamilton, which is incredibly well known. And if you haven't seen it, it is available on Disney Plus. You don't have to go to Broadway and pay the exorbitant amount of money that it costs to get tickets for Hamilton on Broadway.
Yep.
The song, The Room Where It Happens, is one of the best known songs in the play. And it's about how people in power often meet privately and big decisions are made and nobody really knows what happened in that room. And history is always like, and then there was a compromise, but we don't really know what happened. And the whole song is like, these compromises happen in this room. And then Hamilton is like, I want to be in the room where it happened. It's all about his ambition and his desire for power. And I was thinking about like, who wants to be in the room where it happens on this show? Prater owns all the rooms. So he can go into whatever room. Basically, that's what he does, is he buys people so that he can get into the rooms with the people that he wants to get into rooms with, right? And Dexter's always wanting to get into the kill room. Angel Batista wants to get into the kill room so he can catch Dexter. I don't have a full metaphor yet, but I feel like it's there. And there was one other sort of Hamilton shout out in that same scene when Dexter says about Al leaving, he's not going to ruin his shot. I'm not going to ruin my shot.
Yeah.
But the line from Hamilton is actually, I'm not throwing away my shot. Yeah. And that is probably the other most famous song from Hamilton.
I saw Hamilton. It was not the main cast, but I saw it at TPAC, Tennessee Performing Arts Center here in Nashville. And I saw it on Disney and with the original cast, and it was great. But I got to say that the off-Broadway performers were just as good. It was really, really good.
I saw the touring show as well here in Boston. And my main thing, and I would have been kind of like Al in that I have a hard time understanding any music where they talk that fast, or anybody really who talks that fast. Sometimes I have a little auditory processing issue and I'm like, I can't understand anything they're saying. And then I'll just shut down and stop listening. So before I saw the off-Broadway production of Hamilton, I watched the Disney Plus one and with subtitles on and like rewound and made sure I understood what was going on so that when I went to see it live, I could understand it because I knew that how fast they sing and talk was going to be a problem for me. I was I got to be ready. I got to study for this one. And it was worth it. It's a great show.
It is a great show. I never saw it live, but I always thought, wow, this is history.
Yeah.
And every time I watched it, I'm like, And Lin-Manuel had done a great job with that.
Well, he's just ridiculously talented.
He's a very talented man.
I did not
Yeah.
enjoy Al referring to his wife as the little lady, although I know that that's probably considered incredibly normal by some people. I just
Yeah.
wouldn't like it. And Al was another person who brought up this ongoing theme where he says to Red, I like to keep that Prater world separate from my family life.
Correct. Yeah.
It's just hammering the theme to us of like, don't mix being a killer with nice things.
Yeah.
Well, business with pleasure. Like, this is my job.
I don't know which one
And-
of those would be considered business and which would be considered pleasure. Like for Dexter, the killing is the pleasure,
Mhm.
and the family is something that he's trying to get good at, almost like a job. So I don't know which one is which. I think it's more. Yeah. Anyway,
For listeners, do you think Dexter's killing is more for pleasure or for business?
it's pleasure. He says it all the time that he like feels good when he does it. He feels better after it's done.
And in comparison to the other killers that are out there, whether it be Rapunzel or Lowell or
They all
Mia.
seem to like it. Gemini is the one I feel like we didn't get to know as well because
Correct. Yeah.
his secret sort of eclipsed any other information about him. His
It
twin
was
thing.
very elusive. Both of the twins were very elusive with
His
their
face
thoughts.
watching Al strangle that woman told me all I need to know about him. That man is straight up doing it for
But
pleasure.
that's one
Yeah.
of them. That's only one of them. That's not the other one. So what was the other ones?
I kind of look at him as the same.
I don't
Okay.
know. We'll never know now, but
Yeah.
really gross and creepy. But I think they all get some pleasure in it.
Okay.
All right. Well, last thing that we have not really talked about is Batista. And I think it was really brilliant the way they laid all of this out, but I'm also a little disappointed. And my hope, because it looks like they could be setting it up to where Batista takes the fall for being the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Yeah.
And this show has done this before.
Mhm.
And I would rather them be a little more original with the brilliant writing that they can do. So I'm hoping that's not what's happening. But I did like the fact that, or I thought it was creative that Batista is everything he said to those people, to the detectives, was fact, 100% fact. But because he has painted himself, I wrote here in my notes, in my Ace Ventura Pet Detective, when he found out Einhorn was obsessed about Dan Marino because the whole laces out thing, my Ace Ventura people know what I'm talking about, obsessed much with his wall. But, you know, he figured all of it out. But when he's laying it out to them, he just looks like he's an obsessed, crazy person who can't let go of this. And then we get a Quinn sighting with the call to Quinn, and Quinn basically kind of backs up what Claudette is thinking.
And what Dexter said last week or 2 weeks ago.
Which I thought was over the top. I think we all discussed it. I thought that was not, he was giving way too much there, but it all...
I still think he was giving too much, and it would have looked like too much if not for Quinn being like, oh, he's just not the same. It was crazy. He just up and quit. So Detective Wallace seems like a person who she's going to take into account the things that Batista has brought to her attention. Like she'll take all the evidence, but she's skeptical of everyone. And so at the moment, she's like, Batista may have really valuable information, but maybe he has it because he's a killer or is the Bay Harbor Butcher or some third option. But like, she's skeptical of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's that typical Finkel and Einhorn.
Thank
Finkel
you.
And Einhorn.
Yeah. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
I have not seen that movie, so...
There's a little bit of it that doesn't hold up well, but if I look past that and enjoy everything else, about that movie. It was one of my favorite movies when I was a teenager.
Were the
And
laces out?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it more times than I care to count. But anyway, so yeah, that is all I have on notes and thoughts.
Okay.
I have a couple more things.
Go
I
ahead.
have a few things, but
Oh, wait. I do have one quote where Harry asks Dexter when he's pissed that he didn't get to kill Vinny or Al, is this your version of hangry?
I missed that. That's hilarious.
It's cute.
yes, yeah.
That's really
Right.
funny.
Sorry. Go ahead, Penny.
I thought it was good timing, this episode, because last week on Still Slaying, we covered an episode where there's a vampire that's being treated by the police like a serial killer.
Very good episode. I finished that yesterday, by the way.
Thank you. And we talked about some of the serial killer tropes, and one of them is the board of crazy, the wall of crazy, the big board. And Angel had his big board wall of crazy set up in his hotel room. And my immediate thought was, you can't be taping stuff to the wallpaper. You're going to get charged for that.
Yep.
I was like, hey, we were just talking about big boards on the podcast the other day. And I also thought it was an excellent narrative device to have him dictating all his notes into his phone. It sounded like I'm making an official record, but it was a great way to deliver exposition and summarize some of the story for the audience. It gave it handed us this information in a way that wasn't boring, because it was also a character doing an action.
Yeah.
I just thought that was good writing.
It could also be incriminating to him if somebody actually gets a hold of his phone and his records.
I think so.
That's my boy, my little black cat. Stay over there, buddy. And then when Dexter figures out about the tracker in his car, first of all, I loved the look on his face when he realizes it, and he's like, there's got to be something in the car. And then he frantically searches the car. And at one point, did he have like a full bag of trash in the backseat of his car that he just emptied out?
It wasn't trash. It was his bag of condoms, gum.
They weren't empty. It wasn't like empties. It was
no. It was
no.
That
it was the kit.
Blessing told him to have in his car.
Yeah,
I was like, is that trash? And during that scene where he's searching the car, the music is the song called Long Way Back from Hell by Danzig. Very appropriately has the following for its chorus. Do you want to take a life? Do you want to cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell, and you don't want to go with me.
Do you want to take a life?
It's part of it's a follow-on from Dexter's conversation with Angel last week, where he was like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to go there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's basically, please don't make me kill you. And now it's sort of become, all right, I'm going to have to kill you, I think. I don't think he's happy about it, but I think that Dexter has about decided that that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he may not have a choice.
Which is an awesome song to actually bring into.
The vibe of that song was perfect. It was so angry.
Oh, the vibe is amazing.
Sort of metallic, and I thought it was perfect.
And on top of that, you have to factor in Danzig is part of the tri-state area for New York, New Jersey, and I would say Pennsylvania. Glenn Danzig came from Lodi, New Jersey, with the band The Misfits, and yeah, it kind of fits in the New York mentality. I'm a huge Danzig fan, Misfits fan, so that was the reason why I was like, oh, here we go. It actually works perfectly with what Penny was talking about with the situation. So I thought it was perfect and perfectly fitting.
I didn't catch any others. Ran out of time.
I have a couple of other needle drops. Dexter's preparation for Rapunzel in the wig shop with the song Personality Crisis by the New York Dolls is playing.
Oh, I didn't recognize it. Cool. And
just to coin a little bit, another of St. Peter's Boys Catholic High School graduates is singing it, Mr. One and Only David Johansen. We lost last year, unfortunately. I graduated from St. Peter's Boys Catholic High School in Staten Island. Another one, Harrison's Night with Gigi at the club and dancing and, well, other stuff. Love You Got by Kelly Lee Owens is playing.
I really like that one. That one's probably going to be added to a playlist if it's on Spotify.
Yeah. So that's what I got out of that. Those were the needle drops within the actual episode, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Anything else?
The only thing I have left is one quote that I got.
Go for it.
Dexter fitting the code to Elsa's landlord to kill him, saying, Vinny fitting the code would really streamline things. And that would be directed to Harry being the, his conscience.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move into show notes and news. I found a really cool article on independent.com written by Jacob Stolworthy that discusses the success of the reboot. The decision to mine Dexter for reboot potential has paid off in a huge way, with bloodthirsty viewers positioning the show as one of the best of 2025. TV fans are heaping acclaim upon Dexter Resurrection, which is a direct follow-up to 2021 miniseries New Blood, and have seen the series achieve record-breaking scores on review aggregate sites. Michael C. Hall's murderous character Dexter Morgan, created by novelist Jeff Lindsay, died in the finale of New Blood, which relocated him from Miami to upstate New York. But when the series became Showtime's most watched of all time, bosses rethought the plans.
Fans are in agreement that Dexter Resurrection is as good as the best of Dexter, which peaked with its second and fourth seasons. It's one of the rare 2000s reboots to watch the acclaim created by its original, with Gossip Girl and Gilmore Girls, among other shows, to be mined for revival potential. In fact, episodes 4 to 7 all have scores sitting higher than 9. First time since the show's fourth season, centered on John Lithgow's Trinity Killer, aired 16 years ago. Producers will be grateful to learn that they've rewritten the show's legacy, considering that the finale of the original series, which ended in its 8th season, is considered one of the worst in TV history.
Yep,
it was.
Dexter Resurrection follows another prequel, Dexter Original Sin, which sees Patrick Gibson playing a young version of the blood spatter expert as he first hones his taste for murder into a code created by his police officer father, Harry. James Remar in Resurrection, but Christian Slater in Original Sin. With Harry's assistance, Dexter kills other murderers. Dexter Resurrection is set to return for 2 more seasons. A spin-off focused on Lithgow's Trinity will also be released in 2026. Much like Hall provided voice work for Original Sin, Lithgow will narrate the younger Trinity's story. I'm really excited about that.
I am too.
I love John Lithgow.
I do
He's
too.
so good.
He's freaking brilliant, man.
I've loved him since the Manhattan Project back in the mid-'80s. Oh my God.
Did y'all ever see, was it Raising Cain?
Yeah.
Where he plays that crazy, oh my God. Ugh.
It's amazing because he's so silly in Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
And yet he also can play these terrifying villains. It's a gift. He's gifted.
So we got a very unfortunate update on the second season of Original Sin. There is not going to be, as of now, there is not going to be a second season of Original Sin. And I did a bit of a deep dive and found, with the help of Dexter Daily, it was never officially announced by the network that there would be an Original Sin second season. The Wrap and a few other very popular, usually accurate sites came out saying that there was going to be, but this all happened before Skydance took over Paramount Plus. So once that happened, the talks kind of fell silent. So for everyone upset, and I did sign a petition today to get us a second season of Original Sin. It never was officially announced. So technically it's not canceled. It's just not being renewed at this point. But they're focusing they're taking all of that focus into the second season of Dexter Resurrection, which means I do hope that in the next 2 or 3 years, we will get more Original Sin at some point.
I'm hopeful. It was really good. I'll be sad if we don't get another season.
Same.
Same.
Because there's so much so much they could do. So maybe once they finish Resurrection, they'll have more not ammunition, but more
Capital resources. I don't know.
material.
That merger is really new. It's going to take a while for those two companies to sort of settle. And who knows what'll happen when new people are in positions of authority. It's almost impossible to predict.
But also on top of that, if they actually put everything into process and actually filming, they can't really stop it at this point. So they could still film during that time and pay those actors based upon that contract. So I think we will have something. We just don't know where it's going to be ending up at that point.
So that's your update there on what we know so far about Original Sin. But it looks like it is official that there will be 3 seasons of Resurrection. So at least we have 2 more of that coming. And I really hope they stick the landing this time.
I'm sure they will.
All right, well, let's move on to some feedback. Mark, you want to start us off?
Yeah, via our What's On Tonight Facebook page. Kelsey writes, it's getting harder not to be taken out of it when the things happening are things like seeing a see-through pantyhose, clear plastic sheeting in a glass front building at night, and AirPods staying alive for how long? How far along are those AirPods charged? And then on top of that, a Manhattan style business that deals with wigs and having plastic in front of it too. I understand that.
I will say I don't have AirPods, but I have some really good earbuds. And when the case, because I'm assuming AirPods, the case charges the earbuds. When that thing is fully charged, I can get a good full week of charge out of that when I'm listening. So I could see the AirPods staying
charged to the
for
point,
a while.
And they could be located too. She continues on saying, and Batista not even checking in the laundromat if Dexter had been there. A completely reasonable place for someone to be for an hour plus, even if he has a washer and dryer. Maybe he needed to wash a comforter. Wow. Okay. Dude, really? Is losing it so much this season feels a bit reckless. I can't always tell if it's the characters or the writers showing or throwing caution to the wind. Certainly can't say the story is slow, but I hope they land this plane with a little less yada, yada, yada on some things. Y'all, on the other hand, totally yadaless, and thank you for it. Okay.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thanks, Kelsey. We also got a voicemail from our good friend, Steve Brown.
Hello, what's on tonight? This is Steve. This is me for Dexter Resurrection. The kill room floor where it I don't know. It's a title. Okay, so we begin with Batista in his apartment, I guess, setting up the situation so far. It's funny, he's using a recording app like me. So the other killer, Eric Stonestreet, what's his name? Is Family Man. And he and his wife are trying to have another baby. The kill room where it happens. And Charlie is starting to get suspicious of Red. Oh, and Batista's tracker shows Dexter setting up his kill room. Ooh, and the more and more people are getting ready to go to this gala, and they're getting this gala set up, I see that's probably going to be the finale. Oh, Blessing's daughter didn't know what her dad did. Oh, and Dexter's finding out that Elsa's landlord is a little more than just a bad guy slumlord. He's a bad guy slumlord. And Al has managed to dodge him by leaving during intermission of Hamilton. Looks like he might get to miss Dexter's retribution. And of course, Blessing is not happy that Dexter told his daughter about his past. Ooh, and it's the first time we see Dexter tell one of his hallucinations to go away. And it looks like he's trying to find a legal way to help Elsa out. Now Dexter's going to have to show some restraint. We'll see how that works. Okay, so I was wrong. Dexter's just going to kill him. How is killing the landlord, though, really going to help Elsa's situation? Oh, and Harrison and the girl from college are having some sexy time. Oh, maybe Dexter's not going to kill him because I notice he's wearing a mask while this guy's on his table. Oh, and Batista's found him. Oh. He knocks Batista down running out of the place. And, of course, Dexter gets away. So his tracker was AirPods. Guess I never realized that from the last episodes. And of course, Batista has no real proof because he can't tell the police that he put a tracker on the car. So Wallace calls in to check on Batista and finds out that he's retired and talks to Quinn again. Uh-oh, Prater just found him in this restaurant. Now where's this going to go?
Thank you, Steve, for your always amazing voicemails, and we hope that you are healing nicely.
Yep. Live Steven.
He was going to try to join us for this episode, but said he wasn't quite ready, but he is planning on joining us for the finale. So I'm very excited to have hopefully the whole crew on. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to having Steve back on Panels to Pixels again.
We also got a voicemail from the amazing Sam. For those who have not heard the Pit podcast, Sam joined us for a guest spot when we covered the Pit season 1, and she is a frequent guest on Still Slang, and she is hilariously awesome and has the best laugh. She did write in her email to me, first thing, the subject line was, "You can edit this. It's so long." And I haven't listened to it yet, so I don't know how long it is, but I'm okay with that, Sam. And then she added, Dexter was not, and in quotation marks, throwing away his shot. And she signed it, Sam the Nerd. So here's Sam's thoughts on the episode.
Hi guys, it's Sam. I finally got my act together and was able to watch the show and get my thoughts together before you guys recorded. Yay. Y'all are doing a wonderful job as usual. I really enjoy listening to the podcast after watching the show. You guys do such a great job of exploring characters and themes and just the richness of the show of Dexter taking place in New York City. It's just awesome. You, Sam. I just really appreciate it. I really liked Original Sin. I actually just recently watched it a few weeks ago, and I really liked it. It's Original Sin, Mark. Original Sin. That still makes me laugh.
Gee, thanks, Sam.
You called it everything but Original Sin in that episode. I totally get it. They keep switching up the names all the time, and it's ridiculous. I just like how you called it everything but that. It was very funny. I'm like, if I'm picking up on it, that's pretty hilarious. You guys are doing such a great job. I really appreciate it. So what are our thoughts about some of the characters in here? I mean, I adore Blessing. He is like a blessing on the show. Like, he's wonderful. I adore him. I just want to give him and all of his family a hug. They're such wonderful humans. And also a little nitpicky for his daughter. I'm sure there are meridians in your body that, you can put the acupuncture needles in, but I've gone to acupuncturists for years and none of them have ever put needles in my chest. Some of them do, like your lower abdomen, like 1 or 2 if you have like period cramps or fertility. But like, I've had shoulder pain. They don't put it in my chest. They put it in my arms, my hands. Like, one of the things for like my whiplash injury is they actually put it like in my wrist for that. Like, it's cool, but like, my arms, my legs, the top of my head, different parts of your face. I've not really had it on my chest. I'm sure it's being done, but it just kind of startled me. I guess you don't watch a serial killer show for a good plug for acupuncture, but like, she was doing that and then she was like tapping it in and then like, I don't know, trying to like corkscrew it in deeper. I'm like, ma'am, even I know you don't do it that way. That's awful. But it is working for him. So I guess it's making his shoulder feel better. Are we thinking that Harrison's new girlfriend is not long for this world? She's cool, she's fun, he's really connected, young love, very cute.
Yeah, she's dead.
She's gonna die horribly, right? Then 'tis the nature of women on the show of Dexter. And I don't know. I have a tinfoil hat theory that the show is somehow going to make it by the end of the season that Batista is framed for being the Bay Harbor Butcher. It's just like the way he's doing this, like from the small police station in that he was at in New Blood, and then here in New York City, he seems obsessed with this. He's stalking Dexter and Dexter's son, and he's trying to pull the police in. And I wonder if there's going to be some leap by someone or something to say, like, are you projecting? Like, the Bay Harbor Butcher allegedly was Dokes, and he was your partner. So how did you not know? Were you partners with him in this? And also, like, LaGuardia, your ex, died in the line of duty. Like, he's connected to the people who have died, like Dexter is, but he's being awfully suspicious in a way that Dexter and Harrison really aren't. And so, like, I wonder if that's sort of somehow they're going to twist it around, which I don't see Dexter doing unless it's a way to save Harrison without killing Batista, because Batista's an innocent, so he doesn't fit the code. So kind of like with Lady Vengeance, talk about a disappointment. Like, I loved her character. He gets him sent to prison. It's not just, he's still hurting an innocent, but he doesn't have to kill Batista, and he still gets to protect his son, Harrison. It's quite a wild loose end, though, so I fear for Batista in these winding down episodes. What do you guys think? Where is it going?
I think you might be right, Sam, but I hope that's not where it's going, but we'll see.
Yeah, same here.
So thank you, Sam. It was great to hear your voice again. I haven't talked to you in so long, so I'm glad you're caught up and with us. And thank you, everyone, as always, for the feedback. We really do appreciate y'all. You make this worth doing, so please keep the feedback coming. And if you would like to leave us some feedback or just say hi, you can send an email or a voice message as an attachment, like Sam and Steve did, to what'sontonight and the number 2 at gmail.com. You can visit our Facebook page where there will be a post for the next episode, and you can leave feedback in the comment section or send us a message through Facebook Messenger. We can also be found on Instagram at What's On Tonight Podcast and the number 2.
And of course, we would greatly appreciate it if you'd take a moment to leave a comment, a like, or share our podcast on the listening app that you use.
Y'all, I got a notification today from Spotify that on our What's On Tonight Spotify page, we hit 500 streams and downloads.
Yay!
I
Woo!
almost cried.
And you're shocked?
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just grateful because we are a part of Pirate Core Entertainment. So you can find all of our podcasts, or What's On Tonight podcast, Mandy's Dinner for Her. You can find all of that on
The Pirate Core Entertainment
Pirate Core
podcast.
Entertainment. That's where you'll find us on YouTube and a lot of other streaming apps. But Mark encouraged me to create our own What's On Tonight Spotify page, late July, June?
Yeah,
so
about 2 months ago.
Not crazy long. So to get 500 streams and downloads,
That's a lot.
Wow. Thanks y'all so much for listening. I just really tickled my soul to see that today. So yay. All right. Let's have a very strange acupuncture session with Joy and Dexter. And we can share where else listeners can hear us, podcast recommendations, TV suggestions, or anything else that you'd like to share. Penny?
So, as you know, I have a podcast where we talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off show Angel, and occasionally we also cover movies. We recently did Sinners, and that's called Still Slaying, a Buffyverse podcast. You can find it in all the places where you find podcasts. And I want to recommend a couple of shows that I think are very underappreciated and were very undermarketed, both on HBO. One is called Somebody Somewhere, and it's one of those shows. It's by Jay Duplass. It's hard to explain exactly what it is. It's not a comedy. It's kind of a drama, but sometimes it's funny. It's also just absolutely beautiful story about friendship and overcoming grief. and I recommend it. It's 3 seasons. The episodes are short. You'll buzz right through it. And the other one is called The Other Two, and it's hilarious. If you like Schitt's Creek, it's kind of that sort of humor.
Is that about the siblings?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
It's
That
really,
is a
really
great
funny.
show.
And I'm constantly meeting people who haven't seen it. So I just want to give it a little shout out. And the final thing is there's this amazing movie that recently was added to streaming. For the longest time, it wasn't in theaters and you couldn't see it anywhere. It's called The Life of Chuck. It is a Mike Flanagan directed film based on a Stephen King short story. It's not horror. It's not what you think of when you think of either Mike Flanagan or Stephen King. It's actually just very heartwarming and beautiful and thought-provoking. And I highly recommend it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Marky Mark?
Well, you could hear me as always right here on What's On Tonight. Well, as we cover Dexter Resurrection. You could also hear me on Panels to Pixels podcast. We have a lot of stuff in the process going on. We actually have just covered our thoughts about the new Superman movie that just came out in 2025. And we did, along with that, a whole comparison thought of all the other previous Superman movies. And within that one particular podcast, so look forward to seeing that. We will begin our coverage of Peacemaker, our finalization of the TV show Invincible that's on Amazon Prime that we all know. So Jamie Dimmick and myself. You could also hear me on Adrenaline Cinema podcast as well. And the most recent one that you'll get will be a movie about, it came out in 1982. So it's spoiler-filled, but if you've never watched it, it's called Mega Force. It came out in 1982. You could hear my friend Frank Gonzalez and I, and we discuss our comparisons to G.I. Joe and American Hero with Mega Force and have fun with it and talk about the movie itself. And then you can also hear me on the Pirate Core music podcast that could be found on the Pirate Core Entertainment podcast. And there'll be an interview there with my friend Jeff Altieri, who is the lead singer of Enrage, which is a hardcore band. And that's about it.
Ooh. For those listeners who are members of Jason Cabassi's Patreon page, and Jason, we've talked about before, he's the founder of Podcastica. Please check out Penny and Jason's interview with Kelsey. Y'all did such a great job, Penny. Kelsey's
was easy. She's so charming. She's so easy to talk to.
She is always such a joy to talk to. But with this listener chit chat y'all did, I felt like it was just a really special episode. I learned so much about her. She really opened up about her life, her experiences, and shared so much about her mental health journey. And it was very moving. Had no idea everything that she's experienced in her life. So if you are a member of Jason's Patreon, please check out that listener chit chat episode, and you can learn more about his Patreon page and other great podcasts like Penny Still Slaying at podcastica.com. And as far as TV recommendations, I binged in 2 days a show called Untamed on Netflix. I guess it's been out since July, but I just noticed it. I've started liking shows that I've enjoyed on Netflix, so they're suggesting a lot more things, and I'm actually trying some of them. But this is about a National Park Service agent, very Rick Grimes-esque kind of guy, investigating a mysterious death in Yosemite National Park. Eric Bana is the lead actor, and it was really amazing. It's good suspense, drama, mystery, and tells a good story about grief and how it affects people. Apparently there is going to be a second season, and I am very excited about that. So please check it out.
Do they film in Yosemite? Is it like gorgeous landscapes?
It is. The setting is stunning. Like I was Googling Yosemite National Park to see what it costs to get in. When is the best time to go? I don't think I think some of the shots, aerial shots and things like that were actually of the park, but I think it was filmed somewhere.
Maybe
I don't think it
less.
was all filmed within the park, but it was filmed in California. So it's the landscaping alone will make you, oh, so beautiful. Well, as always, we want to give a big thank you to Mark and Parkcore Entertainment for giving us this platform. Please visit the Parkcore page. You can find it on our Facebook page, and there you can find our podcast as well as other podcasts like Dinner for Her with our very own Mandy, Adrenaline Cinema podcast, Panels to Pixels podcast, and other projects that Mark is working on.
Well, that wraps up our coverage of episode 8 of Dexter Resurrection. We will be back next week with Kelsey to cover episode 9, Touched by an Angel.
Y'all, 2 episodes left. That's it.
So I noticed on IMDb that it's actually the title for next week is Touched by an Angel. It's got an accent, Angel.
Oh.
So I think that's a play on Angel Batista's name.
So I wonder if somebody's going to get
Touched by
handy
Angel.
by Angel.
Yeah.
I hope not. I really don't want to see that.
And not to coin a phrase, how do you talk to an angel?
Oh my God, that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Thank you, Mark.
God, the worst possible song to choose with the word angel in the title.
Yeah, the movie.
Man.
It was a song from the TV show The Heights, everybody. If you don't remember that, I remember that completely.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it all back. That's great.
I did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel really old right now.
Call me Dexter. I'm here to torture you.
Well, we want to thank everyone so much for listening. And just so you know, Penny will be back with us to cover the season finale. So you have not heard the last of her yet. So I'm very excited about that.
It's really hard to shut me up. So
Yes.
No, Penny and I are from the same cloth. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
So everyone, never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever. We are definitely in the midst of a storm right now in this country, but keep the faith. We will get through it. I'm Becky.
I'm Charlie. Oh, wait, no. Darn it. I'm Mark.
And I'm Penny.
We'll catch you next week when we grab the remote and see what's on tonight.
Bye.